David, a young teenage shepherd boy who would one day become a great king, lived in a land called Israel. He was just about 15 years, but very brave, with a heart full of courage and faith. David loved playing his harp and taking care of his father's sheep, never imagining the adventure that lay ahead of him. This is a captivating story of courage and trust in God Almighty. Please enjoy this delightful tale from us. Once upon a time, in a faraway land called Israel, there lived a young shepherd named David. David was small but brave, with a heart full of courage and faith. He loved playing his harp and taking care of his father's sheep. One day, a great army called the Philistines came to fight the people of Israel. The Philistines had a giant warrior named Goliath. Goliath was over 9 feet tall and wore shiny armor. Every day, Goliath came out and shouted, "Who will fight me? If you win, we will be your servants, but if I win, you will be our servants." The Israelites were very scared. No one wanted to fight Goliath because he was so big and strong. King Saul, the ruler of Israel, offered a big reward to anyone who could defeat the giant, but still, no one was brave enough to face him. One day, David's father asked him to take food to his brothers who were in the army. When David arrived, he heard Goliath's challenge. David saw how afraid everyone was, and he said, "I will fight Goliath." David's brothers laughed at him and told him to go back to the sheep, but David was determined. He went to King Saul and said, "I have fought lions and bears to protect my sheep. I know I can defeat this giant with God's help." King Saul was unsure, but finally agreed. He gave David his own armor, but it was too big and heavy. David took it off and decided to fight with what he knew best, his sling and 5 smooth stones from a stream. With just his sling and stones, David went to meet Goliath. When Goliath saw David, he laughed and said, "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" But David replied, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty." David put a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it fly. The stone hit Goliath right in the forehead, and the giant fell to the ground with a loud thud. David had won. He ran over, took Goliath's sword, and made sure the giant would never bother them again. The Israelites cheered and celebrated. They had been saved by a young boy with a brave heart. David became a hero, and later he would become the great king of Israel. From that day on, everyone remembered how courage, faith, and a little stone defeated a giant. And so, David's story reminds us that no matter how big our challenges are, we can overcome them with bravery and faith. Thank you for watching. Please don't miss our next interesting episode on Bible stories. Until then, God bless you.